Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, believing Hollywood home on a budget. People often say there's a special level of hell for those who walk into bookstores and purchase magazines. Well, you know what? Haters gonna hate, and YouTubers gonna YouTube. As a YouTuber myself with a channel like this, it's always a treat to score YouTube-related butts for great bargains. And this issue of Cosmopolitan magazine is no exception, given the fact that its cover star this month, even though this issue was published last month, is a new kid on the block who is making her presence very well known. I trust that a very lucky few of you know on a first-name basis Emma Chamberlain, but for the vast majority of us that don't and wouldn't really care to, let me get you up to speed. She is a prolific and award-winning YouTuber in the comedic field with numerous endorsements and sponsorships to her credit. She is also a podcast host and CEO of her own coffee company. No wonder Cosmopolitan designated her the most popular girl in the world. I purchased this issue of Cosmo from the Barnes & Noble at the Clinton Commons in New Jersey for the price of $4.99, as so indicated on the bottom right-hand corner of the cover. With tax, that adds up to $5.26. I told you that if it cost more than $7, it would be mutiny, but it's not mutiny, so already we're off to a solid start. We'll get to her article and a report from Clever News correspondent Susan Morad a bit later in the program. But among other highlights in this February 2020 issue, Mercury retrograde, Valentine's Day, prepare thyself. Valentine's Day may have come and gone, but I believe Cosmopolitan puts the lust in illustrious every single day. Shall we begin? Let's shall. This is the table of contents aperitif, if you will. What's on tap for February? Emma's article is on page 88. And on the right here is some info on how you can replicate Emma's look. Sort of. Mostly her makeup. She's wearing Alice McCall and Oscar de la Renta plus Aurori Biederman. If I got all three of those names right, well, actually two of them I know by heart, but if I got the other names right, that's excellent. Okay, so what do we have here today? This is what makes me mad in the celeb section. That's Harry Styles. He really doesn't make me mad. That is Timothée Chalamet. He doesn't really make me mad, but this is what makes me angry. Soft boys are the best boys. Here's proof. The misspelling of boys as B-O-I-S rather than B-O-Y-S angers me. You might as well say it like this. Soft boys are the best boys. Millennial colloquialism at its absolute worst. Knock it off. This is by Emma Beatty. Having a crush on Harry Styles is gonna serve you well. Just saying. Okay, well, it might serve you well. And I also bring up Timothée Chalamet because that is Emma Chamberlain's main crush. Quote, curly hair ruins me. It might ruin you, Emma, but millennial colloquialism absolutely ruins me. It has no place in my vernacular unless I'm getting paid in handsome amounts to say extra AF. Like this. This is certainly extra AF. This game will prove if you have what it takes to survive a season of The Bachelor. Best case, you walk away with a Neil Lane rock. Worst case, a fab, fit, fun deal by Hannah Chambers. This is a really funny guide to successfully navigating and surviving a normal season of The Bachelor. Complete with all the running gags, so to speak, and all the hallmarks of every Bachelor and Bachelorette season. As normal as the producers of The Bachelor and Chris Harrison can define it. Which reminds me, we need to restart Roses and Rosewood real soon. This year is a leap year, meaning there's an extra day in February. And for that, Cosmopolitan has compiled the leap year extra day to-do list you didn't know you needed. February 29th is just a very good excuse to do a bunch of stuff you already want to do already. Like order a second bowl of guac, buy cheese you can't pronounce from the good part of the store, invest in a teeny tiny tattoo literally no one can see, which is actually one of the highlights on the cover. Or slide into Tyler Cameron's DMs, which might not be such a good thing. If Hannah Brown couldn't do it in the long run, and if Gigi Hadid couldn't do it in the long run, who can and who will? And because this is Cosmopolitan, purchase a really, really expensive vibrator in the name of self-care. Self-love is the best kind of love there is. Why? Because by loving yourself first, you feel more rejuvenated and motivated enough to love others. Now on to Lancome, showing all of the Z-Swaggers some love with their girl, Zendaya, as the star for their new campaign for Idol, the new fragrance. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a fresh whiff of this right now. Okay, I'm going to smell it. Well, the smell has obviously escaped. I'm only getting the faintest whiff of the eau de perfume. Or that, my nose could be a little bit plugged up. Yeah, very faint. Very, very faint. Okay, so that's not really good. Anyway, on to the main event for all of you Emma Chamberlain subscribers. The most popular girl in the world. Once upon a time, Emma Chamberlain was bored. Like every other teenager, she killed time watching YouTube and thought, what the hell, I'll give it a try. 8.5 million subscribers later, she has infinite power, like the ability to wreak havoc and Fred Segal sunset for a fancy magazine shoot. That would be her video for Cosmopolitan's YouTube channel for their series Expensive Taste Test, for which she now rules the leaderboard. Hey, she is the CEO of her own coffee company, so she must have impeccable taste. What to do with it? She's still figuring that out. This article is by Dana Schwartz with photographs by Eric Ray Davidson and Aya Kanai styled Emma Chamberlain for this shoot. Here is Clever News correspondent Susan Morad with a summary about this article immediately following Emma's reaction to her Cosmo cover.
Who's that? Sorry, I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. This is so insane. This is so cool.
YouTuber Emma Chamberlain is basically 2020's it girl, but in her very first US cover for Cosmo magazine, she gets candid about adjusting to fame, being an influencer, and overcoming mental disorders. What is up, you guys? It's Susan Morad back here on Clever News, and from the outside looking in, Emma Chamberlain is on top of the world. The 18-year-old shot to fame on YouTube after signing with United Talent Agency in 2018 and has since gained almost 5 million YouTube followers, 4.5 million Instagram followers, started a clothing brand, a podcast, Chamberlain Coffee, and receives multiple sponsorships for her videos from high-end companies. Like I said, the girl is on fire. Oh, and she also just scored her very first cover story where she graces the front page of February's issue of our sister publication, Cosmopolitan, and Emma definitely didn't shy away from airing it all out. Since kicking off her YouTube career back in 2017, flash forward 3 years later, and it's safe to label Emma as an influencer. But when using the term influencer, Emma can't help but cringe. She said, quote, "I think the word influencer is kind of disgusting. Let's use me as an example. If someone is calling me an influencer, they're saying that my job is to influence, and I don't think that's true. I prefer to entertain and be a friend. I don't want to influence." The sheer distaste with the word makes sense if you really think about it. She's a simple yet complicated teenager who still feels like the high schooler from Northern California who struggled with finding herself and picked up a random hobby of vlogging only to hit the jackpot a year later. What a life, right? But after starting a few channels early on in high school, she abandoned them because they weren't getting much traction, and that was until her father urged her to keep on trying. Emma revealed, quote, "It was summertime, I didn't want to do my summer reading, I had to tap into other new territories in my brain because I was so bored. So it was like every day I was making videos." It was Emma's We All Owe the Dollar Store an apology video haul spoof that ultimately went viral and showcased what she'd soon become known in the YouTube-verse for: being her funny, awkward, easily excited self.
Now this is a handy thing. Look at all these freaking Q-tips, all for $1. That's great and all. No, it gets better. This is frozen Q-tips. Are you kidding me? What more could you ask for in a product?
Avid followers of Emma would know that her niche is humor, mockery, self-deprecation, and makeup tutorial fails. Basically, anything that'll give you a solid laugh or brighten your day in the slightest. The one thing you will never see Emma mocking or endorsing on any of her platforms is weight loss teas, supplements, or shakes. She even went as far as calling the pressure to look perfect in Los Angeles a bloodbath, but appreciates the hustle of other influencers, saying, Like, your grind is your grind, and I'm not gonna get in the way of that. I just think that growing up on social media gave me eating issues as a kid. I literally have struggled with that my whole life. Like I said, no topic was off limits as Emma got super serious and candid about the fact that almost every single person she's met has had an eating disorder, including herself. She added, almost every person I've met has had some form of an eating disorder. I mean, I don't want to trigger anyone, but so many. Much like millions of other men and women who are battling eating disorders, Emma opened up about the struggle of living with body dysmorphia, so much so that her family became concerned about her health, saying, quote, "I've been fully not at a healthy weight and I thought I was obese multiple times. It's awful. My whole family was telling me I look terrible. They were like, 'You look like you're dying.' I was like, 'I think I look great.'" Although she blames the constant overnight editing and continuously staring at her own body for hours on end for her body dysmorphia, Emma admitted that she'll never be a victim in Facetune, Photoshop, or any sort of photo manipulation tools, saying, quote, "I refuse to do that because nobody needs to think I look like that. I look the way I look." Well said, Emma, well said. This is just one of the many reasons we love her. She's unapologetically herself and refuses to conform to the norm. Then again, one thing she admitted to wanting to improve on is opening up about her personal life. Emma revealed that this will probably be her next big challenge, saying, "I'd like to open up more about my relationships, but things change so quickly. If I say something now, who knows where my life will be in 3 months? I could be pregnant." Okay, so for the record, she is not pregnant, but she is just enjoying the ride, and we are certainly enjoying watching all of her successes.
So as you can tell, quite a revealing interview. Let me have a word about influencers, if you will. Today's influencers, especially on social media, YouTube, and particularly Instagram, put a very bad taste in my mouth. I'd rather go watch Wall Street Week with Louis Mukaiser than to go watch The Ace Family or the horrible Gigi Gorgeous! Having said all that, Emma Chamberlain fans think that there's something so particularly grounded and down-to-earth about Emma that keeps them coming back for more. And I must say, Emma Chamberlain is all real, no frills, no nonsense. She is swift, sudden, just, and humorous to a fault. In regards to the amount of photographs, counting the suit, and the cover, and the table of contents aperitif, if you will, that's 7 photographs. That's plenty for me, even though I'm not an Emma Chamberlain fan. And one final note, in my nightstand. What nightstand? Ashley Murray's nightstand, star Katie Keene, and the dreaded Riverdale. And she prefers a hat box. Thank you very much. I bring Katie Keene up for one reason, because I detest Riverdale. But also, a much more important reason, because the Katie Keene main star is the person who plays Katie Keene, not her. Lucy Hale, who I adore. I am her humongous Pretty Little Liars stan, and that's the end of it. Oh no. No, I'm using millennial colloquialism. Somebody lock me up! No need to lock up Emma's fiercely creative spirit. It's unleashed in every video she posts. As Cosmo claims, she is DGAF incarnate. That stands for don't give a... well, you can fill in the F. I'm gonna give her an F though, as in 4.5 out of 5 claps. I miss the Cosmo quiz, and Cosmo, next time you want to put in the star from Katie Keene, consider Lucy Hale or good riddance. By the way, Fantasy Island is now Adidas, and I hope Lucy's not judged as awful as he was judged in Truth or Dare, which I didn't even get to see yet. In any event, in regards to Emma, it's another superb article for yet another superb edition of Cosmopolitan. The wise philosopher Susie Orman once said, "People first, then money, then things." Hopefully Emma's article inspires you to take heed of that particular motto. People first, meaning you first. Take care of yourself, your psychological and physical health, so that you'll feel more motivated and rejuvenated to take care of others. And your eyes weren't deceiving you in the thumbnail. I actually did go out and get 2 copies. I paid for one, and the other one was compliments of Ulta Beauty at Wayne Town Center in exchange for not bothering the manager. That copy is now being owned by Emma Wute, a particular fan of Emma Chamberlain. Sorry for my continuous use of the word particular. I bring her up because she is the daughter of my school's vice principal, Rita Wute. It doesn't cost much to make people smile. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the thrift side.